Alright, you beautiful peoples of the internet, me, Glint, Cheapskate Gaming News, and I've got a review of a game for once I actually quite enjoyed. Would you believe it? Ironically, it's not a AAA game. Game Sea of Solitude. Now, I played this on Xbox Series X simply as it was on Games Pass, so if it's free, it's for me, as you know, free for me. And I have to say, every now and again, you need a game that you can just sit down, play, chill, like chewing gum for the mind. You don't want to think too much. You don't want to, like, pull off Tenet combo type messing about with your fingers. You just want a game you can sit down, enjoy, chill, play through it, not too much hassle, and this was the game for me. Now, it didn't take long. It's about 3.5 to 4 hours, maybe a little bit longer, depending on what pace you're going at. But I have to say, beautiful, beautiful little game. So let's start. What is Sea of Solitude? It's a 3D action adventure game style, but with a very, very heavy narrative. And that narrative is quite a sort of deep, dark, emotional narrative. Apparently it's to do with loneliness, but throughout the game you will come across little pieces where what I got from it myself was like things you believe the world to be as a child. As you get older, you gain information, and those viewpoints can change. You'll see that through the narrative throughout the game if you play it. I don't want to spoil too much because it's such a narrative, deep narrative-focused story, but I don't really want to go into those things because then it leaves it as if you want to play the game on Game Pass and it's a surprise to you. It is available on PC and PS4. I did look on the PS5 store. I couldn't find it, but it must be there. If it's on PS4, you must be able to get it on PS5 as well. So graphically, I love these style of graphics. As you might know, what was the other one? Boundless was another game that has this sort of graphics. Journey has got this sort of and there's something about this style of graphics that I just find really timeless. It doesn't matter if you're playing an older PS2 or PS3 game or PS4 game. It's all about the representation of what they're supposed to be trying to show you, and it does it beautifully in this game. The water's beautifully animated. The enemies, or well, I'm not going to call them enemies, but some of the boss things that you come up against, they've got some good animations. The sound was really nice in the game. I'll leave a little clip now just for a bit of sound.
And who are your new friends? Hi, everyone.
Kate, you're back! Yay! Let's play catch!
Okay, how do we play?
You forgot. You did it!
Although I did notice that in some sequences, if you are going a little bit faster than the game wants to allow you, the sound can get a little bit too much because you've got a narrator narrating to you, plus your character is talking, plus sometimes some of the other characters in the game, like the enemies, are also talking as well. And all of it, and maybe music's playing, and all of it can combine into a little bit of a cacophony of sound sometimes, but it's rare when it happens. So gameplay-wise, it starts very simple. You never really get lost in the game because you can shoot this sort of ball of light out. And this ball of light nearly always shows you the direction you should be going in, so there is that. There's never anything that's too taxing. In fact, the game, I would say, is a little bit too easy, but that's one of its charms, really, because you can just sit back, relax, and just follow the game through, and that's what I did as well in the game. There is a few different gameplay elements, so it starts off, it's sort of more like a 3D platformer. There's sort of chase sequences, there's other bits where there is enemies and you've got to try and sort of destroy them by drawing them into the light. There's even a little bit of a stealth bit and some sort of heavier platforming action later on, and all in all it combines to make a really nice little game. It's not long, like I said, 3 to 4 hours, and that's your lot. You know, it's once done, once played and done, or whatever they There is a saying, isn't there? Something undone. Once done and done, or something like that. Anyway, and that is what it is. It's like once you've played it through once, you're probably unlikely to go through it again. But sometimes you just need one of those games where after you've played, maybe you've been playing Battlefield for a few hours, or Call of Duty, or you've played 20 rounds of FIFA, or something a little bit more taxing. You know, you've been on Apex there, and you just want to play something just to freshen up your head, freshen up your mind. This is definitely worth a try. It's very much quite a sort of wokey title. It does tick a lot of boxes, but it never seems forced because it's designed around that. And I don't mind that in games. You know, games like the Tell Me Why, where that goes into transsexuality and that type of thing, then I don't mind that because the story is based around it. It's not shoehorned in. It's developed from the story, and it has a far more realistic tone to it. And in this game, you know, you're playing as the girl with... obviously, I don't think it's mental health issues, but there's some issues there of regret and doubt and self-doubt. And it never feels forced or shoehorned in. It feels more like the story is developed around that. And that's fine. I kind of like those things, those stories. They're great. What I don't like is when you see a AAA title just shoehorn, oh, we'll put a woman in here now because that's the thing, or we'll put somebody, you know, just to tick a box. And I don't like that because you can see it and it's so obvious that it just makes you turn away, in my opinion. I'd rather something based particularly around the subject, that's from the subject and built out of it. And that's just my opinion. But I think you'll find that too as well. It's just a very sensible thing. You can tell when something's been forced rather than when it's naturally allowed to develop. And we much prefer the natural development of a story rather than shoehorning them in for the box stickers, as a lot of AAA companies are doing, and a lot of AAA films are doing, much to their demise. So that little rant out the way, what am I going to score the game? Well, I am going to give this game my highest rated game of 2022, and I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. One, I enjoy I like that graphical style. The narration and the voice acting, I really enjoyed it. I think it's got the same voice actors from Plague's Tale: Innocence. They do sound like that, you know, the Nicole and Papa. You know, it's got that sort of French tone to them. You know, you'll hear the girl talking throughout it quite a lot, and her brother. And it sounds very much like a Plague's Tale: Innocence. I could be wrong, there might be different actors, but they do sound very similar. So the sound is good, the graphics is good, the story is brilliant, really good, enjoyed. You know, it's got that sort of dark undertone. At times the game almost feels a little bit like a horror game, especially when you're getting chased by the sea monster. It can get quite a little bit anxious when you've got to cross these gaps and you've got to swim, and all of a sudden it turns around and starts chasing you. I was like, ooh, fuck, it's going to catch me! And... you know, it brought out a little bit of an emotion in me as I was playing it. So maybe I'm just getting soft in my head as my old age, but I don't know. I just enjoyed that. So as far as gameplay goes, there's a little bit of stealth, a little bit of action platforming. There's a little bit of chase sequences, a little bit of finding stuff, and all that does bowl together, which I found was really good. So, like I say, 8 out of 10. Really good game. If you've got Xbox Game Pass or Game Pass Ultimate on PC, definitely download it and have a play, or cloud stream it. It's a perfect game for cloud streaming. It's not a big game anyway, file-wise. It's quite a small one. So just try it out. Have a nice little chilled few hours on a Sunday afternoon, or you've had a stressful day in work or whatever. You just need something to chill out to. Sea of Solitude. Check it out. 8 out of 10, one of my favourite games of 2022 so far. Alright, that's me, Glyn, Cheapskate Gaming News. Thank you for your joining me here today. And if you enjoyed what you see, then just the old thumbs up button will do for me. Alright, bye now.